What I do is I visualize myself in a position where I want to be in the future. That's the way I work all the time. I always been creating art to paint with crayons or whatever I found. I used a lot of different expressions when I was a kid. One of those things is text-based art, which I was doing early 90s, but at the time I wasn't mature enough to work with it. Around 2014 or 15, I got back to it because I felt like I had something to say and I already had some kind of relationship to text. So you just got back to it, back to the roots, you could say. A lot of people around me were doing graffiti, for instance, and I was very interested in what was going on in New York, like back in the 80s. But I don't see myself as a graffiti artist. You could ask a graffiti painter, they would say, no, he's doing something else. And that's also why I don't play by their rules. First of all, I want to express my emotions, right? Even though I'm getting more vocal and speaking about how I feel, and I have a long road to go, so my art is still gonna be a way for me to express myself.
Once I saw Benny, I knew it would be a perfect, not just for the studio, a perfect fit, but for the city of St. Pete. I feel like there's a lot of common ground between his messaging and kind of forward movement, positive vulnerability, and kind of the way St. Pete is growing as well. So bringing him here felt really special, but also really organic right away. Just the positive messages on the subway map felt like a perfect communication between public art, right? Between the place that you are and the people in the place, and decided that we were gonna bring the Gratitude Project and the Gratitude series here to St. Pete. So we took that map idea, we created from scratch a Tampa Bay map, highlighted local businesses and people who we work with who we feel like have embraced the city and its growth, and made a custom map that Benny could come and bring the Gratitude Project here.
I started to get an audience that was mostly from New York, and they started to buy my art and sharing my work and all. So I felt this enormous gratitude because I went through this meltdown when nothing was happening, and they changed my life. All my art isn't about New York, but a lot of it is. It doesn't matter if you're born in, let's say, Moscow or something, and you haven't been to New York, but you have like these images from the city because of pop culture, right? We all have the same kind of images. So that's like my first relationship. And the second, when I started to go to New York, I felt like I had like an affair with the city in a way, because I only got the best part of it, right? I started to get a lot of attention in New York through my art, and around 2020, 2021, it was kind of crazy because my art went viral. And when everything changed for me, it was like, somebody opened a window. It was like I was living in a small box or something. And then I realized, that I can have a future with my art, in New York. And now I'm there, I'm already in a way living my dream. But I'm aiming so high, so I keep forgetting about it. what I do is I visualize myself in a position where I want to be in the future. And I can't tell you how high I aim, but very high. That's a way for me also to be realistic, because a lot of people were telling me like, oh, so you're going to New York seriously, with your art? And I'm like, yeah. And they say like, do you know the competition they have there? Like, it's crazy. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know. I don't recognize it, It's like the good, the bad, the ugly. I met them all. And now it's like, I know how to navigate the dark side of things. And I always try to see the positive aspect of every trip I do. Yeah, I mean, every day must count, and that's the way I work. So I'm always trying to see it out of the positive perspective, but I'm getting more and more involved. It's not an affair anymore. It's getting serious.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
One of those places that for me is like very symbolic for New York, and everything that inspires me really, within pop culture and all of that is the subway. So the New York subway map was like the perfect backdrop. So that's very interesting, working with the map and visiting New York and taking the subway somewhere. It was very hard. Now it's different. Now I know how to navigate. I spent a lot of hours in the subway going back and forth, and I was, totally confused. And, you have to go through these hours. It's like learning how to drive a car. You need, a lot of hours of practice, and that was like the same thing for me. But now that I know how to navigate, I feel more free, and I use my time in a better way. Thinking about like what I do, my art, which is something very emotional, that also connects people, and a lot of people reach out to me like on a daily and tell me what my art means to them. I put a lot of work into what I do, and my journey has been very long. So, I mean, I feel like I get what I deserve at this point. I can say that. And I mean, I've been sleepless for many years now. And I've been working with my art forever, like since I was a kid. So, I have a lot of gratitude. I'm very humble. Like, I'm very happy for all the people that, text me or, sends DMs and express they love or that it resonates with them. And the people that reach out to me, like, it's very emotional as well, like what they express. And I feel like enormous gratitude. Art absolutely connects people.